IndyCar 1998 is back, and remarkably it is back with its very first race on a regular road circuit. No street circuit, no oval, no whatever the hell Cleveland was. We're here at Road America at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. This is one of the United States' greatest and most iconic permanent racetracks, and at the actual race in 1998, a certain Dario Franchitti took his maiden win in the kart championship here. We're gonna try and repeat that here today as we try to reclaim the championship lead that Dario lost after the race in Cleveland. Can we finally get him to winning ways after an incredibly consistent season so far? And this is how we will be going into today's race. Bobby Rahal, who finished second in his home race at Cleveland last time out, starts from pole position, and alongside him is his teammate Brian Herter. Then we have Alex Zanardi, Paul Tracy, good qualifying from our teammate, Al Unser Jr. in 5th, Greg Moore in 6th, Jimmy Vasser 7th, and then we have Scott Pruitt, Gilles de Ferran, Marc Blondel, Dario Franchitti, ourselves, we start from P11, then we have Christian Fittipaldi, Patrick Carpentier, very disappointing qualifying by Michael Andretti, our championship leader and two-time race winner this season. He only starts from 14th, then we have Andre Ribeiro, PJ Jones, Adrian Fernandez, Tony Kanaan, Michel Jardin, Robbie Gordon, Richie Hearn, Mauricio Gugelmin, Alex Barron, Arndt Meyer and Max Perpis. And here we are, running towards the line, or rolling towards the line, to start the race here at Road America. And it's a kind of a longer run towards turn 1, and then it will get very, very tight on this very cool and flowing racetrack as we get overtaken there by Christian Fittipaldi, so he dropped down to 12 almost instantly. Now turn 2, which is actually turn 3, and we move past the Newman Haas driver and we attack Gilles de Ferran on the longest kind of straight towards the circuit's heaviest braking zone that you can easily get wrong because it goes downhill. The left-hander here as we are alongside, I think that is Marc Blondel. Yeah, indeed it is. And oh, he just stays ahead of us. Now around the outside. Oh, that actually worked. I'm pretty surprised by that. And now one of the most iconic parts of that racetrack here is the long carousel, that fast but not flat out right-hander, and now towards a corner that is actually flat out, which is the kink, and which has seen some heavy crashes and is like really a cool corner. And then we have another very good overtaking zone, very good into a heavy braking zone. And that is that right-hander here. And then we are already, what means already, I think this is one of, if not, no, it's actually the longest track in the kart 1998 calendar that we have. As we just make it around the final corner, and we have already finished lap 1 of the Road America 200, which for us will only be a Road America 100. As you know, we only do 50% races, 25 laps. This is how we're running after the first of these 25 laps. And as always, this is expected to just be a one-stop race. But that is all something that we have to worry about in the future, as right now we are trying to attack Scott Pruitt, which worked, and ahead of us this is already Greg Moore. Oh, he must have had a disappointing start to this race. Oof, running a little wide as we just made it past Pruitt there. Almost have to let him back through, but we managed to stay ahead. Greg Moore, he has had some very good qualifyings this season. He started from pole position multiple times, but he wasn't able to put this into a race win. Oh, there must have been something gone wrong out of the carousel for Al Unser Jr., who is the lead car in this 4-car tussle. For, I think it should be P4, P5, as we just made it past Greg Moore. Ahead of us, this is Jimmy Vasser. Alex Zanardi has taken the race lead actually after lap 1, or just after we entered lap 2. And we will look at the replay by his start, because his first lap was one of the impressive ones, most impressive ones that I've ever seen. But now let's first focus on our battle against Vasser and El Anser Jr. We might be able to make it past. No, we're a little early on the brakes, or well, we don't have the preferable line into turn 1. They have the advantage of the inside line, so we have to let them by both. Now this long straight, now we can take advantage of the slipstream, which we do, and it is a double slipstream for us even. We get a very, very good run on both of them, and we move past El Anser Jr., and if I'm not completely wrong, I think we should be up in P4 now already, so very good start for us. But talking about very good starts, I've already mentioned it. Here is the first lap by Alex Zanardi. He started from 4th. He had kind of a disappointing season, the reigning champion, as he just made it past Paul Tracy here already. Which just reminded me, no, we are in P5 actually. I forgot about that Tracy is still there. Yeah, but let's see here what Alex Zanardi does on that first lap. Right now he's still kind of battling with Tracy for P3. Why, El Anser Jr. ran very wide there into turn 4. And then we have them running side by side for a couple of corners until Zanardi finally edges ahead here. And then we've seen Herter taking the race lead from his teammate Bobby Rahal. Now Tracy already has to back off a little bit. You can see it in the background. Also El Anser Jr. not able to keep up with the top 4. And now, round the outside of Bobby Rahal, Zanardi moves up into 2nd and now has only Brian Herter ahead of him. The two drivers that have won the 2 oval races this season so far. Herter in Rio, Zanardi in Gateway, side by side now. Towards turn 1. Zanardi with a preferable line, and impressively Zanardi in 1 lap and a bit has moved up 3 spots to take the race lead here in Road America. So now let's see where our race is going. Running in P5 as I now realized again. We're just behind Paul Tracy and Bobby Rahal, who are battling for the final podium spots. And there is already cars or lap traffic ahead because of early pit stops, because of presumably damage. They're running up to these lapped cars, as we have Jimmy Vasser right behind us, who made it past El Anser Jr. And is now putting a lot of pressure on us. And now we can see Paul Tracy, our teammate, just ahead there, trying to move past a lapped car. I can't make out who that is, but all we know is that he gave us a great chance to attack Paul, and he has the better line towards that heavy braking zone. We are a little early on the brakes because when I was practicing for this track, I have become a little conservative with this corner because I ran wide so often. Oh, and we make a little bit of contact with Jimmy Vasser, who we don't have realized that he just slipped up our inside and surprised us there. Moved past us, so we dropped down into 6th. And now we both have to navigate past that lapped car. Oh, that is actually Mark Blondell, so there must have been happening something severe with him. There must have been damage to the car, because he was running in the points in lap 1. Late on the brakes into the right-hander here, and we move past Blondell, but all that has cost us 5th, as we are running behind the Chip Ganassi car of Jimmy Vasser. Out of the final corner, let's try to take advantage of the slipstream here on the main straight. Ooh, actually, that kind of works. A very good run on Vasser into turn 1, and we move past. Oh, but we don't get the greatest exit. He's still alongside us. That is an interesting battle now, but now we still have the inside, and we move past on towards that long flat out bit here. Towards the next corner, which will be a heavy left. Oh, and this is what I've been talking about. That happens so often when I was trying to learn this track. Getting a little too late on the brakes there, and then it is even going downhill a bit, and you easily miss your stopping point, and yeah, you just run wide. And it has taken us some time actually to catch up to Alonso Jr. Luckily, that was the only position we properly lost. Of course, Mark Blondell, who was a lap down, passed us as well. But Alonso Jr. was the only position or driver we actually lost position to. But look how far away we are now from the top. Zanardi pulling away from Herder as we just tried to make it past Alonso Jr., which didn't work. So we are over 12 seconds now behind the race leader, so that situation has cost us dearly. And yeah, we weren't quite decisive enough into turn 1 to actually make it past the Team Penske car of Alonso Jr. in turn 1. So now we have to wait for another opportunity here. It's not really the most effective overtaking spots. You could try it here if you're very, very brave, or are much faster. Now through carousel we go. If we get a good exit here, that might be our chance. Oh, and it looks quite good. Now this might actually be our chance. Now through the kink, and we're getting closer and closer and closer. The corner just, it bends a bit, this straight, so it's hard to actually get alongside, but we find a space, we find the inside line, we get the corner done, and we move past Alonso Jr., who is just still alongside us. We even make a little bit of contact. Almost ran wide there, so a lot of understeer into the final corner. So Alonso Jr. is still there, and he might have a chance into turn 1, but for now this actually looks good for us. Early on the brakes, we've lost our confidence a bit after that situation, and very interestingly, Brian Herta is the first one to make it into the pit lane. He was running in P2, we've seen that, and interestingly, he is now stuck in lapped traffic. This is Mark Blondell and Alex Barron. And he can't find a way past them, so he's losing a lot of time now. And this is helping this man, who is still our race leader, Alex Zanardi in the Chip Ganassi car. He might be able to finally get his... Oh no, he spins! What's going on there? Zanardi just loses the car on the carousel. Is this a caution? Lost his rear wing. He's definitely out of this race. Out of contention at least. Oh, he gets back on the track. No caution because he will be able to make it back into the pit lane all by himself. But that has put the race upside down. And suddenly this man here is in contention. Jimmy Vasser, he took advantage because Herta is still stuck in traffic. We've seen him in the background there. Jimmy Vasser, who was running in third, has now taken the virtual race lead. There in the background, Herta is still stuck behind Blondell. Jimmy Vasser might be now able to take advantage of his teammate's demise, and he moves past Max Papis, but there's another car just ahead of him that might be in his way. Who's that? I think it might be Robbie Gordon. Yes, it is Robbie Gordon. Oh, now that is very interesting, because if he now loses time here as well, and well, you can see he really does, that might put Paul Tracy, Bobby Rahal, and potentially even ourselves in contention for the race win. Now, this race hasn't been the most interesting one after Zanardi managed to pull away from Herta, but these round of pit stops, and of course Zanardi's crash, for whatever reason, he just lost it in the carousel, has pulled the door for this race wide open. Jimmy Vasser might now be in a prime position to take advantage of his teammate's crash. There he goes against Gordon. Very crucial for his race and his chances to win this race, as now there is an open red ahead of him. He needs to move past Gordon though first. That looks good. And Jimmy Vasser now with an open road and a pit stop already under his belt, with the best chances to win this race. Here is our pit stop now. Let's see, where will we be coming out? Lots of fuel going in because the usage was kind of a bit higher than I expected it to be. Might have filled up a little too much here. But we come out with an open road, and this is good news for ourselves. Well, and Tracy and Rahal are still without a pit stop. We are now behind Gordon as well. You can see the top 12 right now at the bottom of your screen. We are in P2 of those that have already stopped. Jimmy Vasser, we've seen how he made it past Gordon, and we are doing that now as well. Here we go. That's looking kind of straightforward. Let's just not miss the braking spot here. And that looks very good indeed as we move past Gordon to try and chase Jimmy Vasser. And now Rahal and Tracy also made their pit stops. They were leading this race. Now they have fallen behind Jimmy Vasser once again. And it's Tracy running in second, Rahal in third, and they came out just ahead of us here. You can see them battling for that P2. Brian Herta, he has lost out quite a lot by that early pit stop and being stuck in traffic. He has nothing to do now with the podium. You've seen it when we... Oh, what happened there? Paul Tracy with kind of a moment there out of that left-hander. And we almost run into the back of Bobby Rahal, who had to take evasive action as well. And let's see if and where we can find a way past these two, because we can obviously go faster. And of course, our mission is to finally win a race as Dario Franchitti. I mean, we are still in a prime position to retake the championship lead, because Andretti is absolutely nowhere today. We haven't seen him, we haven't talked about him, but this is maybe a nice opportunity to do so, because he is really nowhere to be seen. He is struggling to score a point today even, so very interesting. An inconsistent season for him. 2 race wins, but I think this also would be his second, the second time he fails to score a single point here. And Jimmy Vasser, Alex Zanardi, of course, he has a very inconsistent season as well. Either he's running right at the top, or, well, Actually, this is his second DNF. I remember he crashed out in lap 1 at Rio de Janeiro, so bad luck for him. Now the second crash today here that must surely have cost him the race win today. So the reigning champion not putting up the strongest championship defense, but now once again let's focus on what's going on ahead of us. We just can't find a way past these two, and it is very hard to find a way past as Rahal is trying to overtake everywhere, and then they are too wide, and we just don't find a way or any room to try anything against Rahal. Maybe now this could be a nice opportunity, but yeah, we don't dare to do that. Of course, if we brake too late and miss the braking spot completely, we might take out our teammate, and this is the last thing we want, because consistency has helped Franchitti so much throughout this season. Well, a lap later, we're still running behind these two. We're too far away here, and even if we were close, where should we try something? Because it is not the widest track here, and most of the corners we can overtake, they're approaching too wide, and there's no way to make it 3 wide, or a risk-free way. Well, overtaking is never risk-free, but a way where we at least have a good chance not to crash. Let's put it this way. It's really, really frustrating because they are so slow, and Jimmy Vasser, he's pulling away and away and away at the top. I don't think we will be able to win this race anymore. We've spent too much time behind these two, but we might still be able to finish second once again. Let's see. Maybe this time a good exit out of the final corner might give us a chance into turn 1. How's that looking? Not too well, if I'm completely honest. Slipstream. We've seen that work earlier to great effect, the slipstream here on the main straight. Maybe now this time round the outsides. But we're also not brave enough to try anything. But seriously, I don't know where and when. Here, this is also a good opportunity. Remember, at the beginning of this race, we overtook Jimmy Vasser, I think it was Alonso Jr., with a good double slipstream here. Oh, this might work again. Here we are against Bobby Rahal. Now, finally, we are alongside him. Late on the brakes into that corner. A little too late on the brakes. But, yeah. It's so hard to find a way past both of them, because we need to make it past both of them, because it's hard to clear just Bobby Rahal. Paul Tracy is doing a good job in defending. Bobby Rahal obviously can go quicker than him. But one seriously has to question the approach of a Team Cool Green here. Paul Tracy is of course our teammate. He's in our sister car, on the same car. But he might be costing us some valuable points in the Drivers' Championship here by holding us and Bobby Rahal up. On the other hand, you could also say he's backing Rahal into us. Oh, this is a good run here. Ooh, late on the brakes. That is a surprise attack, but we actually get the corner done. I was even surprised by that myself. But it worked. We are past both of them. We're up into P2. Well, Tracy is having a good run at us towards turn 1. Oh, round the outside. He's trying it. He's still there. He moves past ourselves round the outside. Runs a little wide. But yeah, we can take advantage of that. And now on to that long road here we go. And we are past Paul Tracy once again, up into P2. Let's see if he tries anything into turn 4, whatever it is. That heavy braking zone towards the left and the corner, where the corner is going. But we stay ahead of our teammates for now. He's still kind of there, still trying to find a way past ourselves once again. But now I think we should be fully ahead and up into P2. Well, we are already in the final lap of this race. Jimmy Vasser, who would have expected him to win, but with that round of pit stops, he has put the absolute perfect strategy into place. He moved past the cars that were in his way. He didn't. He wasn't held up like Brian Herter was, and now he comes around the final corner to become our 4th race winner in 5 races. Jimmy Vasser wins at Road America. Takes the checkered flag and takes the full load of points with him. And these are the full results today. Jimmy Vasser wins ahead of ourselves, Dario Franchitti. We finished 2nd. Paul Tracy managed to hold on to 3rd. Bobby Rahal just outside of the podium in 4th. Then we have Greg Moore, who moved up into 5th. Scott Pruitt 6th. Al Unser Jr., he dropped down to 7th, but has taken some good points with him. Tony Kanaan, finally another good race for the rookie who had so many disappointments. He also DNF'd twice and then failed to finish or to score points at Cleveland. Then we have Brian Herter, who dropped down to 9th after being held up in traffic. Patrick Carpentier takes some points with him in 10th. Andre Ribeiro, double points finish for Team Penske, so good result for them as well. And Adrian Fernandez scores the final point today. And on the right you can see the current top 12 of the championship. And Franchitti retakes the championship lead without having won a single race this season. Michael Andretti, despite failing to score today, is still sitting in 2nd. Jimmy Vasser moves up to 3rd. Bobby Rahal moves up to 4th. Greg Moore is in 5th. Brian Herter, he drops down to 6th. Scott Pruitt in 7th. Gilles de Ferran 8th. Alex Zanardi, unfortunate, he is still only in 9th. He might have had a chance to bounce back in the championship by winning here today. Well, he's thrown it away, and he has thrown the championship away with him for sure as well. Then we have Al Unser Jr. in 10th, Andre Ribeiro in 11th, and Paul Tracy instantly joins here in 12th with a very good result here. And that has been it from Elkhart Lake, from Road America, with round 5 of our Kart 1998 championship. We will stay at road course racing for the next round, which will take place at Laguna Seca. Very much looking forward to this one of my favorite American tracks. That is. Yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe to not miss anything going on this channel. Yeah, and I hope to see you all the next time. Until then, goodbye.